Welcome to J.R. Hendrick Texan Concert, a podcast of the early life of yours truly. And now, narrating this is Jimmy. May 8th, 1994, 3 a.m. Jim had been up for about an hour and a half now. Still in a somber mood from the reception last night regarding Greg Sanders. Sanders' departure for Irving, Texas, was leaving a big hole in Jim's heart, as he knows that he is moving on June 6th. CNN had a couple of documentaries on, and Jim had watched a movie on the movie channel. But now, with just a French movie on and more documentaries, Jim turns off the TV and listens to a few songs by Conway Twitty. When some of the oil wars began for his company in 1967, Jim had given it rock and roll and returned to country music. 4 a.m. JR wakes up and puts on his headphones and listens to Christian music. Quite a few bands. One of the men in a band out of Michigan was Tony Akins. Tony Akins was leading his band of 14 years, which had begun the process of disbanding since October 1993. Akins was going to be going to seminary in Dallas to study to become a minister. 6 a.m. Central. Dave Smith pulls out in front of Gordon Hall. "Okay, let's go," Gerald said. "Man, it's good to see you, Dave." "So, how are things?" Dave said. "It's good to hang out." "I know," Gerald said. "Man, what's wrong with you?" Dave said. "This weekend you were on top of the world." "Look, my dad's pissed off because I didn't go to Cousin Joe's graduation party last night," Gerald said. "Well, it's not like but just a few days your dad's going to be back in Washington anyway, and you're good to go to the graduation. Come on, man, relax. Let's go get some breakfast and let's forget our troubles." "7:30 p.m. Central. In the restaurant, JR and Ken talk. You know what? It's okay. I'll go to Cousin Joe's graduation. I've discovered, though, the ones that are with you are really with you. And to be honest with you, Dave, you've been with them. A lot of people are living with you, JR. We care about you." Back in the 7:45 p.m. a.m. Back in the car, Dave and Jim talk. "So what do you think? I mean, think about it, man. One more week and this semester is over?" "Don't remind me," Jared said. "Again with the heavy feeling again," Dave Smith said. "Look, in 1 week, we'll be back with our families. And it's not like my graduation next May is going to separate us from being friends. We have a lot in common, JR. "Yeah, I see your point," JR said. 9:30 a.m. Central. Jim and Betsy crawl into the Chrysler and drive off to Capitol Heights Baptist Church, where they are expecting some good, strong spiritual uplift. 9 a.m. Central. Bill picks up JR at Gordon Hall to take him for what would be his last time at Tabernacle Baptist Church. The theme of church was obvious: Mother's Day. "1:20 p.m. Central. JR, one guy of Italy's Pizza. JR is having lunch with his cousin, Joe. Okay, look, I understand why you didn't go to the graduation party. You know, your dad's tripping out pretty hard. But at least come to the graduation. You better believe I will," JR said. "3:40 p.m. No. 1:45 p.m. JR is back in his dorm room, and Kevin McDonald had just finished calling his mother for Mother's Day. So JR picks up his dorm room phone and calls his mother in Washington, D.C. "I'm so glad you called, son. I heard from Kyle he's selling hogs in Hobbs, New Mexico. Wish me happy birthday. But I'm yet to hear from Christine. Well, Mama, I just wanted to call you to wish you a very happy Mother's Day. I miss you." "Well, it's okay, son. Think about this. In less than a month, your daddy will be taking you back to Washington, D.C. with him, and I'll give you one of those big hugs that you always like. Your daddy hugs you, just not the way you like it." 3:40 p.m. JR is in a Sneed game room with Charlie Nation. JR is playing Pac-Man. Charlie is playing a mad game of pinball. I hope you enjoy listening to the J.R. Hendrick Texan Consort. And if y'all like what you hear, please subscribe, become a part of the adventure. This is J.R. Hendrick saying until next time, y'all take care and get ready for the rest of the story. Now you guys, your appetite's going to be great a little bit more. Life is going to be more interesting. Get ready, because the adventure gets better from here. And just know, OJR is always right. The stories get a lot more interesting. Trust me. Subscribe. Enjoy this. It's going to be a lot of fun. Because the adventure is heading more into the finals. And then, the summer.